Ukraine war. Putin demands Mariupol surrender to end shelling. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that shelling of the besieged Ukrainian city of Mariupol will only end when Ukrainian troops surrender. Mr. Putin made the comments during an hour-long phone call with French President Emmanuel Macron on Tuesday night, the Kremlin said in a statement. But French officials said the Russian leader had agreed to consider plans to evacuate civilians from the city. Russia later proposed the one-day ceasefire for Thursday. The defense ministry said the ceasefire would start at 10 o'clock local time, 8 o'clock BST, and would allow people to travel westwards to Zaporizhzhia via the Russian-controlled port of Berdyansk. Ukraine war. Putin being misled by fearful advisors, U.S. says. Russian President Vladimir Putin is being misled by advisors who are too scared to tell him how badly the war in Ukraine is going, the White House says. Meanwhile, British intelligence says Russian troops in Ukraine are demoralized, short of equipment and refusing to carry out orders. Mr. Putin is also not being told about the full impact of sanctions on the Russian economy, the White House said. The Kremlin has not yet commented on the assessments. White House spokesperson Kate Bedingfield said the U.S. had information that Mr. Putin felt misled by the Russian military, and this had resulted in persistent tension between Putin and his military leadership. Cheng Lei, Australian journalist on trial in China for spy charge. A Beijing court is holding a closed-door trial for Australian journalist and former TV anchor Cheng Lei, in a high-profile diplomatic case. Ms. Cheng is accused of illegally supplying state secrets overseas. Her family maintains she is innocent. The Chinese-born Australian was working for a Chinese state media outlet CGTN prior to her detention in August 2020. Canberra has repeatedly raised concerns over her detention and has called for basic standards of justice to be met. Little is known about the exact nature of Ms. Cheng's alleged offenses. Will Smith refused to leave Oscars after slap, Academy says. Will Smith was asked to leave the Oscars ceremony after hitting Chris Rock but refused, the Academy says. The body also says it has initiated disciplinary proceedings against Smith. Smith slapped Rock after the comic made a joke about his wife Yada Pinkett Smith's shaved head, a result of the hair loss condition alopecia. The actor, who won the first Oscar of his career at the ceremony, has since apologized. In its statement, the Academy said, Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, but we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. El Shafi El-Sheikh, opening statements in his Beetle jihadist trial. An ex-British jihadist on federal trial in the U.S. has said he was fighting on behalf of suffering Muslims. El Shafi El-Sheikh, 33, stands accused of hostage-taking and conspiracy to commit murder as part of a group of Islamic State militants, known as the Beatles for their British accents. But in court on Wednesday, Mr. El-Sheikh claimed he was not part of the group. The group is said to have tortured and beheaded hostages in Syria, including several journalists and aid workers. Prosecutors alleged on Wednesday that Mr. El-Sheikh was in fact close friends with the other members and took part in their unrelenting and unpredictable abuse. Their evidence will show he was involved in ransom demands from the families of hostages. The end.